Welcome back to Popcorn and Plot Holes, where we discuss all the facts movies you thinking about watching, but probably shouldn't have. Facts, one more time, since we're still new at this game: fantasy, action, comic, thriller, and science fiction movies. This week, if you listened to last week's episode, you know what this week is. It falls in the thriller? Question mark category.
And
There's no comedy category, it's comics.
Now there is. I'm changing.
It's like you don't listen to the when I talk.
Comic is two meaning. It's comic book and like a comic.
I hate it here.
Like a comedian.
You've heard everybody who's with me on the show, but we'll go around and take some names just for posterity. I am Matt, your illustrious and only host. Spencer is the other not host. Spencer, why don't you say hi?
Hey, not host here. For now.
Wow.
Let them fight.
Foreshadowing.
Let them fight.
And we also have Chris from Toronto.
Toronto!
Hey!
The prodigal son has returned to Blood Clot City.
Chris used to live in Quebec, aka.
No, don't say that shit anymore.
We forgot about him. We didn't actually let him on the podcast until he moved back to Toronto. You know you did.
I've been standing out here on the stoop this entire time in the cold, freezing with a red scarf and everything.
Scratching at the
Should
door.
be blue and white scarf.
Blue and white
For all the Toronto teams. Reds for Montreal. Get out of here.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Listen,
Get out of here.
Listen.
Go on, get.
Fuck the Montreal Canadiens.
That's
Fuck
right.
them.
You get now.
All I bleed is 1992 Blue Jays. Devon White.
You can also do 1993 if you want to. We're not going to talk about the Blue Jays because they're utter trash this year. Luciano, you're here as well.
Yes, and I am Dracula.
Well, it's a better accent than Nick Cage used in the movie Renfield. That's what they call a segue in the biz. I'm very professional.
Hey, you're welcome.
Sing.
But when you point them out, it's less.
Listen, you're not a host, so I don't really care what you think.
So you know what?
Let them fight. Let them fight.
We watched Renfield, which was only an hour and 30 minutes long and probably should have been our first warning at the quality of this movie. But I am not here to specifically tell you all how you think. Let's go around the room in a random order. Chris, since you are back from parts untold.
Untold.
Did you like this movie?
Why must you drag it out so pregnantly? Why? Yes, I did. I really did enjoy this movie. I had a good time, and I was pleasantly surprised. And, like the biggest point for me that was the most pleasant was this trifecta of cast members that really bring the entertainment to the level it should be. I had no expectations going in, but when you have Awkwafina, good comedic writing, you've got Fuck You, Kyle, you've got Ben Schwartz. Ben Schwartz is the fucking GOAT. Motherfucker can carry an entire thing himself, and he already did.
Sorry, I got to stop you here.
Himself.
Yeah.
What movie did he carry himself? Because it ain't this one.
It was Sonic and Sonic 2. Yes, he has.
Okay, yeah.
He created Ben Schwartz.
Ben Schwartz. And then, and I'm not gonna. And honestly, if someone else played Nick, if someone else played Nick Cage, that would be a really good movie. If someone else played Dracula, it would be fine because the combined powers of the rest of this ensemble cast was magnificent. And when you have a good script, it's really, really awesome. And when yes, go ahead.
Can you point me to the movie you watched? Because it wasn't the same one.
Where is this good script you speak of?
Yeah, where is the trifecta of comedy?
Is it in the room with us right now?
It is.
Where? Show me where on the doll the script touched you.
The script didn't touch me.
Yeah,
it touched my heart.
It touched us all.
My funny bone.
Good work. Disgusting.
Yeah.
Ha! Silence. My good-natured positivity outshines your.
I have many things to say to your nonsense, but no, I let the other people in this room speak. This void that we talk a podcast in. Spencer,
Speaking to the void. Hello,
Listeners,
Boyd.
listeners.
I think you're gonna be shocked to hear. I actually, even though I jumped on Chris because I just like to, I actually agree with Chris. I was just
Yay!
insulting him for the laughs. I thought this movie was fun. I think if you didn't like this movie, it's your fault because you took it too seriously.
Wow, victim blaming.
Yeah.
This early in
Victory
the
is
episode.
ours.
You learned nothing from this movie about victim blaming.
Let me finish.
Get him, Spencer.
You're the
Get him.
ones who have been abusing me. Okay.
See,
No.
see. For the people who can't see what's going on in the podcast, Spencer's defense
Killing
has
my-
created the perfect offense, and Matt got up and walked away from the microphone.
He can't take it. He can't take
can't
it.
take
Can't
it.
take the
Can't
heat.
I'm
take
always in the void, so
I'm
I'm always here.
Yeah, I am strong. I'm powerful. I am worth loving. I forget what he says on the movie.
This is not Mark's
Listen.
group thingy.
Anyway, but for real, I thought this movie was fun. I thought this movie had a lot of good moments and good, pretty some interesting film making. It was just like there's a couple cool like shots that were pretty unique and pretty cool. I mean, it's not a great movie, but it's like a fun movie, and I like Nicolas Cage hamming it up to the tops. Like, was he like great in it? No, but he was fucking entertaining and fun.
He was Nicolas Cage.
He was Nicolas
Yeah.
Cage hamming it up as Dracula. What's not to love? And I really liked the opening when it was black and white, and he was like the Bela Lugosi Dracula. I thought that was all
well
really
done.
cool. And
And it was a great homage. Like if you ever
Yeah,
watched the Bela Lugosi one, it's
like shot for shot, like done the same.
Exactly, it was great. Yeah, that was probably one of my favorite parts of the movie.
I was almost like wishing there was like a whole flashback scene with like more of
Yeah.
that. Yeah, but all in all, I liked it. I thought it was funny, and I was like, I laughed, I cried. No, I didn't cry. I like
Tears of
I like
laughter.
the unnecessary gore. Like right from the beginning, he goes into the Pope's body and just absolutely explodes him from the inside. And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm here for this. I get it. We're going all the way in, and yeah, I thought it was a fun movie. Fuck you,
All right.
not you, Chris. You're perfect.
Yay!
No,
Vindication.
not yet. Luciano, why don't you tell them why they're
Come on,
wrong?
Luciano. Luciano, join us. Right now, we've
So-
got him 2-1.
I'm
We
gonna,
had
I'm
blood.
gonna-
We
I'm
had
gonna
blood,
say-
Luciano.
I'm gonna say this. It was fun to watch this movie to some extent, but most of it was Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Was Nicolas Cage just hamming it up and all that? But he shows up in like what, like a quarter of the run of this movie, if that.
Yeah, I'd say it's
And-
probably like
Like a
28%.
Something like that.
I'll allow it.
I
slightly
don't
above
know.
a quarter.
I was there for like the super cheesy, like Evil Dead levels of gore. I'm here for that,
So he loved it.
and I have fun.
You
It's
like
not a
that?
good
You
movie,
had
though.
fun loving it.
It's not fun. It's not a good movie though. It's like
Oh, we're losing him.
goes nowhere.
Oh no.
The
Power of the
the ending.
compels
So,
you.
I was fine with this movie up until almost the end when everything went to shit. Well, no, that's not true. We're gonna talk about this later, but once the police gets into the business, like I was out, fucking out. But we'll talk about it later. But like I don't know, there was nothing there. The movie didn't know for me. Like it tried to be funny, but it also tried to be like I don't know, edgy or like terror or whatever, and it didn't know where it wanted to land. I don't know. There was some really funny moments. I loved Nicolas Cage hamming it up. Like it's. I disagree with Chris completely. If it wasn't for Nick Cage being Dracula in this, would have been almost unwatchable for me, honestly.
So you loved it.
So he loved. Yeah. Well, you know what? I agree, Luciano. I'm
Jesus
glad you liked it like we did.
You know,
So Matt's wrong.
It's you're outnumbered,
This
Matt.
movie is
3-1.
what happens
Wrap it
when
up.
you try to make what we do in the shadows and get every part of it wrong.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. I like.
There
it.
are individual pieces where it's really funny. Aquafina has some funny lines. Nick Cage hamming up, always good time. John Raffio, aka Tedward Lobo, does a great job being John Raffio from Parks and Rec. And he's entertaining, especially when he just runs from a car with bricks of cocaine, throwing them at the cops. But
That was great.
But then for every part of that you have the reverse of like the whole cop thing not making sense. It was shoehorned in there to give a story, but it feels forced. And we're going to dive into that in the plot hole section, but it throws the whole movie off. We just needed a whole different main story, and I'm sure this would have been a fun movie.
Yeah, you can't. I don't think you can look that closely. It's like one of those pictures where when you squint your eyes, it looks really nice, but like when you start to bring it closer to your face or put your glasses on, then all of a sudden you start to see that it was made by a child.
So it's like watching porn in SD versus porn in HD.
You know what? Your analogy was way more poetic.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And apt.
So
Thank
that's
you.
the podcast.
No. Thank you.
Yeah.
So you loved it.
So he loved it as much as he loves SD porn. That's pretty high
I'm
praise.
confused.
Wow.
Put that on the box.
IMDb.
Yeah,
There you
put
go.
it on the box.
Put it there.
I'm aroused.
It's like
I'm
SD
aroused
porn.
and confused, just like porn.
Yeah, that's
Put
also
that
yeah,
on
I
the
was gonna
box,
say,
too.
That's exactly what SD porn does to you.
Yeah, you should. That should be on the poster too. I think it was on the poster. It's like SD
It's like-
porn.
so
It's the tagline.
the one thing I'll say
It's the
about
tagline
this
of the
movie is it did have a really strong cast. Obviously Nicholas Hoult and Nick Cage are in this movie, but I didn't really know that Awkwafina was in it. I didn't know that Ben Schwartz was in it.
Neither did I.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
And I'm reading this, so if I butcher it, please forgive me.
Can I do
let's
it?
go.
Can I do it?
Let's go.
Shohare Agdashlu.
That's pretty good. That was pretty good.
Shohare Agdashlu.
Like 80% there.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
And she flips that by being Bella Francesca Lobo for reasons that I don't understand.
She's a Bella Francesco if I ever known
Listen,
one.
they did a good job getting an Iranian woman to play an Italian woman to sire a Jewish
With
man.
Yeah.
They nailed
all
that.
of them with a Spanish last name.
Yes.
Nailed it.
Absolutely perfect.
That is this movie in a nutshell. I think for me, but
Perfect.
good actors, having talent, and there were some fun parts in the movie, but it was just the fun parts for me were kind of tripped up by all the weirdness that happened, and some of the jokes are funny. I guess the Scott thing's kind of funny. I don't know, like they hit it a bit too much, but that's fine. The weird hitman guy who's like a super villain character.
Apache Joe, you mean? You show
Yeah,
some
see,
respect
that was
to
funny.
Apache Joe.
Apache
He's like,
Joe.
he cuts people's tongues
that's so
out. Like,
racist.
you try and tell him to chip. That's what he says though in the movie.
They call it. They even call
He's
it.
like, he cuts people's tongues out. You tell him he's racist.
Yeah.
I'm like, that was a good line.
That was
Yeah, well,
exactly. That's
sure.
So I think that's the thing. There are very many like small moments in this movie that are really funny,
Yeah,
but they just
I agree.
don't gel together as a movie.
That I disagree. See, I felt the weirdness too, but I took it as like endearing. It was like oh, I like that this
Aware.
movie is like, yeah, it's like
Self-aware.
It wasn't self-aware. That was the problem, at least for me.
I just felt like the writers were like having fun and like also not like playing to the crowd. It's like they were just doing their own thing.
Well, I think that's the problem with it for me is I don't want to we're going to get to it, how bad the police thing is, but it felt shoehorned into a story that could have just been about Renfield and Dracula being in New Orleans, meeting a cast of characters. You didn't need the police to be chasing, a crime family.
gang war?
You could have had it
Yeah,
just people existing in New Orleans doing
Well,
life.
To be fair, they weren't really chasing anybody. Like, that police wasn't chasing anybody.
Don't. You're ruining the 1st plot hole.
We'll get there.
But one thing that bothered me a little bit, but it was like silly. Like every one of the Lobos cars had like neon underneath it.
What
And
it's good enough for
no.
Fast and Furious 1, good enough for this movie like 20 years
But
later.
that's the.
So you're telling me they were
that's the
cool
thing.
as fuck?
Like,
Okay.
It was like I was like,
timeless.
but why?
Because they're
Like,
fucking dope, bud.
And I was like, okay, when I saw that the first time, I was like, okay, this movie is a movie that's gonna not take itself seriously in any way whatsoever. But then there was situations where they tried to, and then that just threw me off.
When did it try and take its? I didn't think it took itself seriously
the
at
whole
all.
police thing again?
Was that
Really?
serious? I didn't think it was
Yeah.
serious.
I think you were.
They tried. They tried.
No, there was
Tried
no
to
like
make it serious?
emotional.
They tried to
moment.
give like a, oh, your dad died. I don't want to get into the police thing. We can get into the police thing later.
Maybe.
I thought the whole thing was done pretty tongue in cheek.
I don't
well,
know.
okay.
It's- It didn't.
If you
gel
didn't
for
like
me.
the police chief thing was being tongue in cheek, how about Renfield's weird wife and kid that showed up in the third act right before they're going to take Dracula down?
Can you imagine?
That was awkward.
That should have been played for jokes, where he just mentions like 3/4 of the movie. He's like, oh, my wife and kids would have loved this. He's like, oh, you have a wife and kid? He's like, pulls out a picture and it's like this like ugly ass kid. And he's like, never been a fan of Rufus. He just throws it away. And like that's
and
it.
then Aquafina goes, well, I can see why you chose Dracula.
Yeah.
See,
it's
that
just-
would
much
have been
better.
funny. Yeah.
But yeah,
Anyway.
that was a weird like heart. He's like, oh yeah, Dracula says to him, he's like, oh, when you left your wife and kid, and I'm like, wife and kid? What the?
Yeah.
When did that come up? Yeah,
No,
that,
and to me, the thing with like Aquafina and her dad and the sister and all of that was way too straight for me. And I don't think Aquafina has the dramatic chops to carry
oh my
it off.
god,
It didn't convince
that
me
was
at
the
all.
one part of the movie where it took me right out. Aquafina was like telling jokes. She's fine. That's her shtick.
Yeah.
But when she's like at the end of the movie, when she's like, "You can save my sister if I join you for the greater good," I'm like, is she just? She's like literally
Reading.
monotone reading.
Yeah. Reading
like,
from someone holding a script
Yeah.
up to her.
That took me like right out of the movie. I was like, oh, this is bad. Like
I was in the moment, but I guess not. You guys weren't. Okay.
yeah, that was like the one part because the rest of it, she's kind of like jokey. Like you,
Yeah.
if you're supposed to take her seriously at all, you don't.
So there are several situations, like the first time when she goes in to try and get Teddy, and the police chief gives her the so played off. Your father was the best cop I've ever worked with,
Yeah.
and she's like, oh, you're supposed to protect
she's
you. And she's
Sylvester
like,
Who keeps ringing that bell? I can't concentrate.
It's You like, don't I talk don't- about
my father like that.
Israel.
So, yeah, exactly. So even that would have been better than what you did, which was again super monotone and just trying to emote.
Fuck you, Kyle.
Yeah, that she said well.
See, there you go. That's the part that works. Anyway,
Yeah, he's like, God, you just were missing like, God damn it, give me your badge and your gun, you're off the force. You know, like the
Yeah.
cliche, like you're hot headed.
That would have been better than the weird chief they had where he was hard on like the cops, but
the take.
Watch your
Yeah.
phrasing.
but also hard on the take and like was a rollover and then ran out of the room. Spoilers, he got killed.
And then his head rolled over.
He kind of just like he was just set dressing.
over
No,
his
he was
head?
nice. I like that. He was just set dressing. He was
Hey.
just there to be run over, or in this case, have his head
Yeah.
chopped off at a later date. And it's like, so like that whole storyline just seemed like bolted in to give a point to.
her incorruptibility.
I don't even know what it was doing.
No,
I have no fucking
It
idea.
was trying
To
to
me,
bring.
that's what it. Well, not the chief, but that was the layers with her with
It was
Rebecca's
trying to
storyline.
bring some unnecessary gravitas to the whole story. It didn't
Yeah, they're
need
trying to show Renfield has regrets about being Dracula's servant, and they're trying to
Murder
show him
slave.
go through all the stages of dealing with the narcissist and dealing with codependency. By the way, it's nice to use those words, but it's like that is a traumatic relationship where like he is an abusive partner, but they didn't ever use the correct terminology for it. We don't need to get into that because that would make a sad movie.
Yeah,
Um,
you would. It would be very
Right?
depressing, actually.
and so we have
Yeah.
all
If
that.
they did that and made it serious, it would have been an interesting, different movie.
Sure, but we have Aquafina's like trying to get revenge for her dad being killed by the Lobos, which they just like casually drip drop things through the movie that make no sense when they show up. Just so Ben Schwartz can later on be like, "Oh, you want to see what it's like? well, your dad dead, would have killed him, or blah blah blah. And she's like, you didn't do it, you pussy, and all that nonsense in the restaurant. I'm just like, I don't care. Who are these people? Why do they matter to me?
And again,
Where's
her
Dracula?
trying to not be funny,
Yeah.
her trying to be serious, and is like, I don't believe it. So anyway,
That's interesting.
Yeah, like I didn't think felt like her life was on the line at all. Like the tension that's supposed to be there, but it's because she's just not good at being like badass.
It's like they weren't willing
She
to
made jokes.
go all the way, right? Like Tedward Lobo. He was kind of the idiot's son. Listen, I'm not making that name up. That is his name in the script and on IMDb.
Mm-hmm.
He was supposed to be the idiot's son, but they didn't want to go full idiot, which is the new saying we're going to use. We can't use Tropic Thunder anymore.
okay.
You don't want to go full idiot for some reason.
You want to go full
Go
Teddy.
full Teddy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey,
You don't want to go
Nice.
full Teddy, but by not going full Teddy, you do the character disservice in the story.
Service.
Because now he's trying to be everything.
100%.
He's trying to be he's trying to be the hard, upstart second in command
The
for the
hard-
family.
Oh, and the hard edge gangster too, which he just can't.
But they should have
pull
had
off,
another person in the family, right? Because he's like, I want to know, like, because mom was like, I want to know who should be leading the family, and it's like, well, you only got one son.
Who
I haven't
else?
seen any other
Yeah.
suitors anywhere.
Yeah.
What about Apache Joe?
Yeah. He lost his head.
Oh yeah, he got
okay?
his head
also-
punched off.
In over his head.
Yeah, I mean it's fair. Those are fair criticisms. But did you see that Pope explode? That was cool. There was a lot of fun action set pieces.
We're the last ones of our line.
Do you think the not Pope guy was mad he didn't get Pope exploded? I didn't get a cool death.
Yeah,
He was rotisserie to
Yeah,
death.
it's not.
That's true.
not as cool.
So ask you like Wazamo. It's fun to be exploded.
It's literally
fair.
going out with a bang.
Yeah.
That was probably one of my favorite deaths. The gore in this movie was pretty fantastic. I will say so. Oh no, sorry, I take
Yeah.
that back. Not fantastic. CGI blood sucks.
Yeah.
Almost always, and at some points in this, it was comically bad.
It's red water.
However, like, there's a point when he had the two arms and he's swinging, and it's
Yeah.
like blood is like pouring out of them like a Tarantino movie.
Yeah.
And you look at the walls and there's no blood going anywhere.
Oh yeah, I didn't know. You're right.
This
yeah.
movie
It's just like all clean.
Spencer, this movie is really bad on those things. Like at the very end, when he has that bucket of Dracula blood, and he apparently used it all to revive everybody in his self-help group. It was at the same level it was when he had it.
when he took it off.
I was
Yes.
like, come on, guys! Like you're not even trying.
yeah.
This is the bare minimum here. We just want you to hit that level.
3 drops is all it takes.
There were no blood on them. Like
Yeah.
on Renfield doesn't have a drop of blood on him when he was like punching people and impaling them with that. Like that was my favorite scene. You're talking about your favorite scene. It was him ripping the guy's arms off and then impaling two
like
people. with the arms.
like 2 maces.
After he
Yeah.
ate the ants.
Yeah. You're a bad man, Mr. Renfield.
Yeah.
That was funny. I thought that was funny
That's
too.
the problem. Don't look outside, kid.
Yeah, exactly. That's the traumatizing moment.
Mama, what is he doing?
Remember when that man
There's
ate
some-
my ants and murdered 45 police officers in front of our door?
In
He ate
cold
my
blood.
ants.
But my ants.
Precious
Why?
ants.
Wait, why were those two from the south?
I
all of a
don't
sudden?
know. My ants. My precious
New
ants.
Orleans.
New Orleans.
New
it's true.
Orleans.
So
Nolans.
Welcome
maybe they
to
needed
New
a Creole
Orleans.
accent.
My precious ants.
Mama, what about my ants? Don't worry, baby. I'll get you some buttermilk biscuits.
Oh, in New Orleans.
Some chicken.
All right, let's deal with this. We've been beating around the bush
Deal with this movie.
for a
Thusly.
for a long time. We got to talk about some plot
Yeah,
holes in
good
this movie because even though this is the greatest movie that Spencer and Chris have ever seen,
Chris, have ever seen?
and listen, I
Yeah.
understand we set a low bar by making them watch Morbius, so maybe it's on the rest of us.
This is the greatest movie since Morbius. Put it on the poster. It's like porn in SD.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's a good
Dick ready
tagline
for
for
this
this movie.
What?
It's gonna fuck your ass.
Are you ready for your dummy thick cheeks to clap this popcorn stopper?
Nope. Too
Yeah.
far, Chris.
Hey, there's
You had a good thing there.
There's the line.
then we found the line. And
We
he
found
jumped
it.
over
Hey,
Hey.
back to the,
what
back
I'm
to
here
the
for.
plot holes. Don't. Nope. Don't. It's just a word. It's just a word. We gotta talk about the police. We gotta talk about the
Popo.
Popo, the FBI, all of the law enforcement
Same building.
right across
It's all
right
the same
across the hall
building.
from each other. What? What police? Why
What? Just
police?
what? Just
How
what?
police? Who police? Where police?
Yeah.
Why?
When
Where
police?
Why police? When? Yeah,
Listen.
when police is a good question,
Listen.
actually.
They're dirty.
Lay it out.
They're dirty. Every police officer in the entire
In the
force,
entire city.
the entire city
Yeah.
is dirty, except Aquafina. They never thought to
Yeah.
offer.
And the sister.
She's not a
No,
cop.
sister's
She's
FBI.
Neil?
FBI. We'll talk about them in a
She's
minute.
She's
FBI.
across
right?
the hall in
Yeah.
the FBI.
Oh, I'm
You know.
sorry.
What?
You're
I
correct.
just picture them in the office being like, "Hold on, I'm going to run this down to Langley." And they walk out the door and they go down another door. It
There's a
says
door,
Langley.
a door written Langley. Yeah.
CIA
Now
Langley.
remember, you can pay off all the cops in New Orleans except for one. You cannot pay off the FBI at all.
No.
I think. I don't know. They haven't covered that, but that's not.
They're federal.
It's federal. It's way too expensive.
How are you going to reach the top of the FBI
There's no way you can afford that.
from New Orleans?
You got to work.
You got to go all the way to their office down the
Yeah,
hall.
that's way too far. So we can tackle this in many different ways. I asked all of the police questions, but I guess the question I think I want to dig into first is how can the Lobos buy off every cop in the city? Like, what deals are they cutting here? Like fuck, Kyle.
That's a big venture.
What's he
And
getting?
they say themselves they're not the richest.
No.
They're not the right.
They're not the most powerful. They say they're not the most powerful.
Also
but
true.
They're just the most feared.
How are you not the most powerful
Yeah.
if you have the entire police force in a city?
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, there's another gang across the hall.
never thought
and
of
they're
that.
way more powerful.
Yeah.
They-
The hobos.
Yeah,
The hobos. Yeah.
The hobos.
they got all the Langley in their pocket.
Yeah.
I haven't
Kyle-
thought of that, but that's true. Like, if they're not the most powerful and the most the richest, who are they, and who do they have in their pockets?
The Walt Disney
I
Corporation.
mean, they answered all those questions.
Walt Disney runs this
Walt
town.
Disney runs that town. Mickey's bought the feds. God. Should we pick Donald Duck or
can't
Goofy?
mention
What person do you need to reproduce that's easier than the ear splitting nonsense that's Mickey? I hate it here.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
no,
not much
Goofy.
better.
I got
Goofy's gone killing again.
oh,
Gorsh.
Gorsh.
Is this your death
Gosh
thing?
darn, I
Gorsh.
killed another person.
Not another child.
Wow.
Eating well
I hate it
today.
here.
Gorsh. Okay, sorry.
I have a terrible. I can't do Donald. I can't.
No
try.
one can. Moving on to the
Don't
question
know.
at hand. Like,
Yeah.
how does this work? How does this actually? How can you paint me a fiction where we do the sequel or the prequel to Renfield, and it's just crime scene?
CSI New
Well, we can't call it
Orleans.
CSI. I think that's a
Okay.
thing. So I'll just steal from also crime scene of the crime, New Orleans. We'll just steal from.
CSC.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Crime scene cops.
Law and Order.
Boom, boom.
I think that's a thing
Nah,
too.
Order and law.
Yeah,
Order and law.
Order and Law.
It's
Enter. It's a court scene. The door. It's just the case has just been adjourned, and out walks fuck you, Kyle. He's got a he's just been involved in a I got nothing. Next.
Wow. I don't think I've ever seen a joke wilt and die before my eyes.
You're welcome. And I have to
No.
love myself enough to allow myself to fail.
Yeah, that's all right. We'll take it over. We'll take it
Yes,
over.
yes, and
So they
How do you yes and the demise?
yeah, pick it up from
nothing,
Kyle.
and-
Just left the court.
so Kyle just left the
God.
courtroom. Another 65 dead. And we did it.
Oh,
What are we gonna do as cops?
Shit.
We gotta blame it on the Lobos, but they're not gonna take the fall for this.
Kyle, I respect you so much now. Something tells me this isn't going to be a forever thing with you. You have so much testosterone. I love it. You stay like this.
Kyle is like the hidden leader of the whole thing. That's what.
Fuck you, Kyle.
Who the fuck are these guys?
You gonna let him talk to you like that, Kyle? Oh my god.
He's what we're gonna do. He's what we're gonna do.
You know who you're talking to?
We're gonna set up a meeting with the Lobos. We're gonna have them take the hit for the 65 people we killed because we were gun training. We didn't realize the dummies were people.
Yeah.
No, the dummies were you.
No.
You got a yes and. No. That was a perfect line. The dummies we didn't realize were people.
Chief said the dummies could move now and talk and beg for their lives for realistic reenactment.
So much technology in these dummies.
It's an honest mistake. Any cop could make it. I'm a damn good cop.
We did it 60 times.
60 times before you realized the brains were made of plastic.
You did the course 60 times?
Yeah.
I did the course 60 times.
Exactly.
For some reason, I got a thrill from killing the dummies.
Something about their screams called to me in the night.
The worst part is we shot that cop Rebecca's dad like 50 times. She's not going to be happy.
We were like, why is he trying to save the dummies? Nobody knows.
The AV department outdid themselves this time.
They even got a dummy version of the chief here.
I like how Kyle is clearly from Chicago, not New York.
Look, watch out, dummy chief. We're coming to get you.
Even hides in his house with his family. Dummies are crazy.
These houses, these replica houses, is grade A, triple A.
So, anyways, the police are a problem in this movie.
What's the question?
So that's why they had to blame it. So we got to blame it on the Lobos. And in order to get them to take the fall, they're going to have to control the entire police squad. Everybody in on it?
That was the deal. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, everybody's in. Are we missing anybody? Aquafina walks back in from the bathroom. What'd I miss?
What's up, guys?
Oh, nothing. Wink.
It's like,
Fuck you, Kyle.
It's like, okay, this is too much to repeat. Nothing. It's fine. Everything's fine, Rebecca.
She's a bad cop. She'll be fine.
She
didn't even hit one dummy.
Stick her on traffic duty.
She missed all the dummies. The worst.
She missed all the dummies.
She only hit the wooden one.
All right. So that explains it. Thank you, Spencer. I think we've covered it. Chris, we did it.
Thank Kyle.
Thank you, Kyle. We yes and that into a victory
Kyle.
for all. Do we want to talk about the FBI? Them being across.
You mean the neighbors across the whole?
Sorry, just to clarify, we got to clarify this for the people watching the movie. When they in the movie, the main girl Rebecca walks out of the police department into a hallway, and then
Yes,
the FBI is
literally
just
the
there.
door next to them. Her sister walks out, who's an FBI agent, and it's like their headquarters are right beside each other. So
what are the odds?
That is why
The FBI has
they
a
share
task
building.
force to catch the Lobos. Why they're not catching the most powerful crime family in the city? Don't know. They just start with number two.
No.
It's easier. Just get a win under your belt.
Exactly. Start small. Start with them small potatoes, and then you can work up to the buttermilk biscuits.
And this task force can't get a conviction when the son of the family is throwing bags of cocaine at police officers.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Also shooting up entire restaurants unmasked.
Not mass,
That's right.
correct.
Ironclad. Ironclad. What
no
jury would
evidence.
convict that?
There's
All
no
of them.
evidence.
Like I understand, like the cops
but
being
not in
corrupt and
London.
being like, we're not going to charge this. We're going to let them go. But the FBI are right next door, and they've got a goddamn task force that are supposed to be doing this. And they don't.
And it's one thing, like for a precinct, like the people in one precinct to be like corrupt, maybe, but like it's the entire, like they mobilized the entire police force to go
Now,
after Rebecca.
Luciano, in their defense, there is only one police precinct in all of New Orleans.
Yeah,
Of course.
That's just a fact.
Everybody
Yeah.
knows.
Look it up. And the
That would
SWAT
explain
team
a lot.
were involved in it too because they murdered the
There's
shit out of
o-
them. So I assume
There
they're
is
bad.
Guilty.
only one precinct, and any other police agency that comes to New Orleans has to be there
right.
with them.
Yes, and has
the
to
same
shoot
precinct.
dummies before they're instated.
See?
Also correct.
I see. It's
It's
tradition.
protocol.
Okay, I'm glad we established that. So the FBI was there for shooting dummies.
Were they?
Yes.
Did they never?
Training practice.
So, like, actually, though, were the FBI not corrupt in the movie?
It never specifically came up, but it seemed like there were only 2 or 3 FBI agents, if I'm not mistaken. It was her sister.
We only saw
Her sister and
right?
like
The
one other
sister.
2 other people in that room. The one time she came in to give her the pen that apparently could connect Renfield to every missing murder case in the last
Since
2,000
the
years.
1800s. Yeah.
I just ran this DNA, and do you know that over 50,000 people are missing this year? It's got to be connected. like there's no
That's
reason
how
to tie
police
that murders
work
to
works.
everyone.
Obviously.
Yeah,
It's how forensics.
Yeah, she ran it. Don't ask where she ran it. She was literally in just a fucking cardboard box of a room.
This is like
she ran it down to
this
Langley.
is- a plane crashed on the cemetery. They found 20,000 bodies. That's kind of the same level of stupidity of that. Like, how did they and like they had blood from Apache? No, they had blood from Teddy. No, on the pen.
It was
right?
Apache. Yeah, the pen was used to stab
Oh, it was
Apache.
So-
what's his name? Apache something.
Apache Joe.
Okay. there we go.
Let's not name him too much anymore.
Wait,
I was
That's
trying
the
to-
name the movie picked. We can say that.
wasn't the blood
I know.
Renfield's blood?
Well, I think it was.
No,
No, he stabbed him.
Argument could be made his blood was in there
But-
because Apache Joe sliced him open,
Fingerprints.
right?
Yeah, because all those missing people were
uh,
supposedly tied to Renfield,
Yeah.
not to Apache Joe.
yeah, that's
so I
the
believe,
thing.
yeah, but
it's weird.
but I think that so his blood was in the mix just because he got cut open and he tried to like. That's fine. I'll give it that Renfield's blood's there. I just don't know how they connected all these cases. If they had blood evidence for all these cases, I don't know how they didn't track this man down earlier.
Yeah, 100%. He would be known
never
as the
left
most
any
prolific
DNA
murderer.
before.
That's fine. They still don't know who it is.
No, but then they wouldn't have been able to tie him to all these crimes if he never left DNA before.
That's what I'm saying. Never let. Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
how
the
is
whole
Renfield-
fucking plot hole.
How is Renfield the most tied to all these scenes?
Because he
Like,
left
yeah,
blood at every fucking crime scene, apparently.
every single one. He's a terrible familiar. He's just
But they only
leaving
caught him now.
traces.
But they only realize now.
Well, no.
There's been 995 cases of this blood. I don't think it's connected. But this one ties it all together. God damn it, Kyle, you're a genius. Wait, Kyle's saying that to himself. That's the Kyle voice. He's talking to the mirror. God damn it, Kyle, you did it. This case is going to break you wide open.
Yeah.
You finally gotta
This
get.
case is gonna break you wide open.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Because Kyle had one extra part. He got a good parking space, and now he's gonna get 2.
Yeah. They're not going to say, fuck you, Kyle, anymore.
Nah,
They're going to say,
nah.
fuck me, Kyle.
For the record,
And
We all-
scene.
for the record, I believe that after Kyle says that, then he brings up like the little envelope from Clue and pulls out the cards to be like it was Professor Plum with the candlestick in the library. It's like, fuck, I didn't get it. God damn it, Kyle. Fuck you.
Fuck you, Kyle.
Yeah,
in the mirror. Yeah.
They're right about you. They're all right about you. It was never the professor in the fucking library. God damn it.
You ain't shit, Kyle. You ain't shit. Your mama was right about you. Your father was right about you.
Kyle, you smoke PCP? Angel dust?
You like to get wet? Wait, he's asking
Book of
himself.
sugar, Kyle. When's the last time you got into that book of sugar?
And scene.
all of those scenes in 240p,
You know,
as is.
Yeah,
the
of course.
Steve.
Of course.
because we like our Pinot
You gotta
Glory.
be confused and aroused at all times to work on this podcast.
Send the
Next
VHS.
plot hole. How does I'll call them Renfield's powers, but obviously they extended to all of Dracula's familiars. How do those powers work? Because he eats any bug he wants, and he then gets to. I don't know how to describe
Become Captain America.
that. No, Captain America didn't rip out too many arms. More like the
He
Hulk.
could.
Well,
No, I don't know. He's definitely not as strong as the Hulk. I'd say he's as strong as Captain America, but Captain America doesn't kill people by choice.
Mhm.
If Captain America wanted to, he could rip out your arms and beat you with them,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes.
If Captain America grabbed your wrists and kicked you in the
Yep.
chest as hard as he could,
Yep.
your arms would come
Yep.
out of your sockets, and then he would beat other people with them easily.
Separation fully.
Yeah.
I don't think so, but okay.
What, you
I
don't
know
think
so.
Captain America can do that?
Okay.
No, not like
Can
that.
you?
What do you mean
Can
not
you
like
give-
that? You think he needs a
Here's the
scalpel?
thing, though. Can you give me a reference of someone who would do that? Because I get Captain America saying he could do that. It doesn't really tie the picture together, right?
Wolverine, Omega Red, Sabretooth.
Sabretooth I'll accept because I think Sabretooth would
Yeah.
chuck someone's limbs through
you
their
think
body.
Sabretooth is stronger than Captain America?
He would gleefully beat someone to death with
I
their
just
own
want
arm,
someone who
for
is
sure.
capable and willing, like Renfield seems to be.
Sabretooth.
Right.
Capable and willing.
Sabretooth, comic book Venom.
You know what?
I mean,
just gonna,
movie Venom might do
Carnage.
it too. Carnage.
And arguably the utmost example, arm fall off boy.
I don't know if he could actually throw them through people. They just, do the first
about
part.
the- What about Killmonger?
He can do that to himself, at
Yeah.
least.
Killmonger on the heart-shaped herb could do it.
I think so.
Could and would.
Could and
Yeah.
would.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
But so then these powers get transferred to all the familiars, correct? We see
Seems like it.
John Ralphio, aka Tedward, get the powers because he's. Do you think that snorting up the biggest insect will give you more powers?
Directly to the cerebellum? You see, like the answer is yes, because he overpowered Renfield for
But
a
then
while.
it seemed like Renfield didn't have bug power going, and he had to eat a new bug, and then the power came back. Which makes me ask, how did he not throw Renfield's arms through his body?
I think
how long does
from
how
what
long does it last? Like after you eat the bug?
Yeah,
How
I
long
think
does
That's
the
a
power
great
last?
question.
there's a point of diminishing return. So I think he started with the powers because he right away he chokeslammed 2 people
Sure.
and fucked up a bunch of guys, and then I think his powers were starting to diminish, and then whatever Tedward did a line of the biggest fucking centipede you've ever seen. Where the
Yeah.
hell did he even
Yeah.
get that thing?
Your butt.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, that's a good place to look. And
Oh my god!
and I don't know where I was going with this. They
I got
fought.
you.
Oh, and then
I got you.
but at that point his bugs were wearing off, and then he re-upped his bug intake, and then kicked his blood out his ass.
So I'm willing
Yes,
to
but we should rewind.
I'm willing to allow all of that, but in the spot where his bug powers wear off and Tedward's bug powers are still strong, wouldn't he have easily ripped his limbs off his body or kicked his chest away from the rest of his body as part of course of the combat based on the evidence we've been presented earlier?
No, because I
should've.
think he was still durable enough from the after effects of his initial bug intake.
That's a bunch of bullshit.
There might be quantum Renfield powers.
Quantum entanglement.
Yes. Renfield's stamina, if you will, quantum Renfield stamina, diminishing, but I think due to prolonged hundreds of years, or maybe not hundreds, he was like 70, 80 years old.
Hundreds.
Hundreds,
years
thank you.
at least. Yeah.
Yeah. Due to all that prolonged exposure and intake, right? I'm thinking that would probably have an effect on his overall density. 1. 2, when Tedward initially snorted that Lobo. Sorry, when Tedward snorted the Lobo.
Snorted his last name.
Sexually.
That's a different movie.
Sexually.
Also in SD.
Sexually. When he said it, snorted the snettered, when he took in and ate the centipede, right? He was still fresh. He wasn't fighting. Renfield was doing a lot of fighting at that time, and I think that's why it was a lot more potent. And why he was wrecking Renfield for so long. And so I think it's an interesting dynamic between a lot of density versus higher potency with like Tedward.
I think the only thing that really explains it is if like being familiar for longer makes you stronger overall. Because even when he had just consumed some bugs, and then he fought like what 4 or 5 other familiars, like it was nothing basically before he went to fight Tedward.
Yeah.
Those
So
other guys
maybe
True.
because he was like a familiar for a long time, he's just stronger overall. That makes sense, I guess.
And battle experience, like
No,
Those other guys
no,
didn't.
No,
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
no. Nobody
He's
there.
a better. What do you
It
mean?
was
what?
just no. The fight was just even all around.
No,
I'm not
no,
talking-
no.
No.
He's got more experience with powers.
Sure.
Okay.
But
Okay,
but I
fair
don't think
enough,
his
fair enough.
combat
He's a better
abilities are better
fighter.
because, like, the
Why?
impression I get is he didn't fight that many people that often up until this 1 week in New Orleans where he fought everybody.
You don't know. No,
Are you
no.
sure
can't
about
assume
that?
They were attacked often, regularly and
And-
often by people trying to hunt
Right.
Dracula.
And he rarely
Vampire
interceded.
hunters.
Dracula did all the work.
But that's what you
No,
saw
that-
in this
no,
movie.
You don't know that.
But yes, that's what we watch in this movie.
Did you see?
Yeah, yeah.
Did you see how
Yeah,
easily
just-
he fucking
No,
sliced
Matt,
all those
you-
guys'
you-
arms off with the
You
fucking
don't
dinner
Correct.
plate?
understand, Matt.
Correct.
What
That's
you
not
don't
the first time.
understand is the prequel to this movie is a 3-hour long kung fu training session for Renfield.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying.
That's where you see Kyle accidentally kill 60 people. It's all in the
Five-finger death
prequel.
touch. You know,
So-
like all that experience doesn't come from nowhere. Renfield is a
but that's-
longer,
What experience?
How do you know?
can't just make up
What
things.
exper- like,
hundreds
you
of
don't-
years of fighting,
been-
hundreds
you
of
don't
years of
see
serving
it.
and disarming.
They
Well,
never showed
listen,
it.
where does it
That's
come
how
from?
movies
They-
work.
yeah,
you have
no.
to show us
Oh,
things.
yeah.
Well, they
Or-
did a very good job of setting up his battle
at least
experience
say
to
it.
me.
You have to say it.
Hold on. You do not have to say it.
Okay.
If you see a character in a movie and he walks out and he's like, "Wah," and he's like topless and he's fucking ripped, and then he does some crazy ass martial arts, you're not going to be like, how's he so good? They didn't show him learn that. Like, Renfield was clearly good at fighting, even in his first fight in that club where he
Yes,
cut that guy's
fair,
arms off with a dinner
but
plate.
it doesn't make him better
Yeah.
than the hired goons. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
But
maybe,
it did.
but it did.
But that's that. But
'Cause he
that's
won.
lazy. That's what I'm saying. This movie's just lazy about it
How?
because
I don't know
they
about that.
didn't
It's
need
not
to give
earned.
powers to the goons. It was pointless.
Yeah.
It
They
did
should have
not.
only given powers to
Tedward. Yes,
Tedward,
giving
yes.
it to
I
the four
completely
other
agree with
guys
that.
was just pointless.
And then make it a really hard fight.
So
Not-
you want to rewatch? What you're telling us and all of our listeners is that you guys want to rewatch Morbius again.
Oh, fuck you!
Wow.
Well-
never again. Fuck.
That's
No.
what.
Fuck you.
That's what. That's the road we're going
don't-
down
Fuck you.
towards.
No,
Yeah.
because
They
Morbius
want
has the same
not
problem.
to death. There's a safe word, and the safe word is pickles.
Okay.
I need you to
Fuck you.
Fuck
to,
you, Kyle.
fuck you to pickles.
Chris, I need you to explain to me how we're walking down the road of rewatching Morbius because I don't understand.
no, he does not.
You said, or rather, Luciano went down that path. You said, or both of you said that you would prefer less goons and more 1v1 longer fight. That's what we got at the end of Morbius.
Morbius is the
Correct.
only movie where that happens. Chris.
Never happened anywhere
The
else.
only- I'm sorry, it's the
That's
only
what
one.
Didn't happen
you
in
want. You're saying
Avengers
it.
Endgame. Definitely didn't see that there.
No.
You laid down the protection circle of
No, there
cocaine,
isn't-
and you want us all to sniff it.
There isn't like an entire genre of movie where people fight one on one.
I
for
gotta
a long
side
time.
with Chris here. When you say that two people fought 1-on-1, the immediate assumption is you're talking about Morbius. That
You
is
see?
just worldwide assumption.
Do you
no,
see?
That's just your like PTSD talking.
I have another caveat to this, by the way. Maybe Renfield knew which bugs had the best effects. Maybe the selection
like a
of
spectrum.
bugs.
He didn't
Like a
seem like he
collis-
was very discerning.
Maybe bugs are like
fucking-
drugs, where each bug has
he
a
fucking
different
downed
effect.
an entire anthill to fight at one point.
Sure.
Yeah, but that's like
And,
what he
like-
sees what
and
he
he
has.
killed
Maybe
like
that's-
60 cops, so they might be onto something.
Maybe ants are like the
Quantity.
fucking like PCP.
We should call
of
him
bugs.
Wait.
Ant-Man.
But
We did a guess.
but like
Kanging it.
the thing is, like Aquafina, Rebecca also killed a bunch of people because not only are the police people just like the most corrupt police people, they also all went to the Stormtroopers Marksmanship Academy.
They
But
did.
they couldn't hit anything.
That's correct.
I mean,
that's action
they
movies.
have no dummies to shoot. They can't
I
practice.
can't even be mad because that's
Yeah.
action movies. That is every action movie where stormtroopers exist.
Like one of the scenes where I was like that the most was I had to actually rewound to see it when they were fighting in the restaurant and Aquafina is against a pillar and there's a guy behind her with two guns and he shoots and misses completely. She turns around, shoots him once in the shoulder and he dies. It's like what?
Shoulder. That's where the
What
heart. That's where the vital organs live in the shoulder. in the pauldron area.
I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure the shoulder holds your. Correct me if I'm wrong. Your liver,
The soul.
and your
No, it
spleen,
holds your soul.
And your penis.
It holds your soul.
Well, the soul.
Doctor Steve.
No, but the soul is inside the. It is in the shoulder, but it's inside the
Penis.
The left.
Schlong of
Yeah.
the shoulder,
The penis.
upper deltoid, rear deltoid,
Yeah,
and when
where
that
the
bullet
penis is.
pierced through the
Where
through
the
the front
penis is.
deltoid
Mhm,
Where
and
the
through
penis is.
to the medius and then
Where
to
the
the
penis is.
rear,
Where
you
the
know,
penis is.
deltoid.
Why
then,
is
like,
everything
it's
a
a dick
deltoid?
shot. Well, it was the shoulder. There's the front, mid, and
What-
rear. But
so
he died.
okay, but realistically, in this movie, the other thing that really annoyed me about this is in the restaurant fight where they shot the table with a shotgun many times, maybe it's a machine gun, and Renfield was behind it. After they shot a hole in it, then they continued to peer through to see if he's all right or not, instead of maybe just continuing to shoot to make sure he's dead.
Yeah.
I missed that, but that's
Ammo's
something
not
else.
cheap,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, I mean, it actually is based on
Yeah.
Don't you know?
based on how easy it is to walk into a police station and steal all the ammo and guns. It's very cheap.
Yeah.
That's a very good point.
They don't make
the,
they don't make
the
tables like
evidence
they used
locker.
to.
The evidence locker is just in the break room at this point. Like they just walked in, picked up a burrito and the keys to the car, and just left.
That did happen.
It's true.
That's probably honestly, that's probably the biggest plot hole of the whole movie.
Yeah.
Is that they're on the run, the most wanted people. They just murdered like at least
120.
40. Yeah, it was like 100 cops. Not even just they
Yeah.
murdered 100
Exactly.
cops, and
That's
then
the exact number.
they're like, we need guns. Let's go to the police station and load
You know
up.
what? It's
Yes.
actually genius because there are no more cops there.
Yeah,
Stop
exactly.
Where do you
Well,
hide from cops? Where do
Plus
you know?
one.
Who's gonna
like,
stop
of
us?
course, that's genius to your thinking because everyone's on the take. You strolling. Hey, what's up? What's up, Fugazi? what's up, Leland? And the guys they're
Leland?
like, we don't know you. Officer Leland, we don't know you. What are you guys doing here? Going, we're going to the evidence locker. We got some things to say. Oh, you should have said that sooner.
We got
Say hi to your mother
We
for
got
me.
evidence to
You're-
tamper with.
You're giving them way too much credit. I think there just literally was nobody in that building. They were all after Rebecca and Renfield, and they just left the building
It's
empty.
the
and
last
open.
place they'd look.
Yeah.
Mm,
They were like, they would never come here. They're running away from us.
they don't
So we
work
can
here.
leave the place empty. It's
Then-
fine.
They're not doing real work. They don't work here.
Should we lock it up, Chief? Nah, no one's
Nah.
coming in here.
Ain't nobody looking
The
for
bad,
us.
the bad guys are on our side anyway. Who's gonna
Let's just
steal
go-
our shit?
Let's go to the disgentlemanly club and look for some wings and strummers.
Who'd steal from the police? We just arrested them.
Everybody,
That'd be bonkers.
That'd be
everybody,
crazy.
and why not? Get take from everybody and let everybody take it back.
Okay. This was the conversation. I'm going to move us on towards. So, Renfield explains to Rebecca that he works for Dracula.
Yeah.
Prince of
Teddy
Darkness.
Lobo meets Dracula. Teddy Lobo takes Dracula home to his mom. His mom meets Dracula.
Phrasing.
Yep. His mom meets Dracula.
Mhm.
And why is everybody so cool with Dracula? Because
Yeah.
even in the world where you understand the concept of Dracula, because it's been in fiction and stuff, Dracula is never a cool dude. Never a fun
Yeah.
guy to hang out with. But everyone's just like, hey, come on in. Come on into my house. It'll be fine.
No.
It was not fine for the people in the gym, I can tell you that much.
I mean, it was in the end, but
That's a whole other
Yeah.
thing.
That's a whole other can of worms. We can talk about it
yeah,
later.
it seems that everyone's very chill about
Chill.
meeting this mythical creature of legend. It's almost like they don't want to be like starstruck. They're like, oh, it's Dracula. What's up, man? What's up? Nice to meet you.
Maybe later I can get an autograph.
Like
or a
playing
selfie.
it cool.
Yeah. It's like, oh, Dracula. It's like meeting Paul McCartney. You're not gonna be like, oh my God, you're a Beatle. You're gonna be like, is it Paul? Did you say Paul? Oh, nice to meet you. I'm Spencer. Nice to meet you. McCartney?
And
that
like
French?
inside you're fucking losing your mind.
Yeah, exactly. But you're just trying to play. Oh yeah, music, cool. I'm not a music guy.
What?
Yeah. I'm more of a Rolling Stones
What do you
person,
what are you
really, if I'm
famous
honest.
for? Oh, really? The beetles?
Oh, you're an insect.
Yeah.
You're an insect.
He's like, I didn't spell it out for you. I said beetles. The Beatles.
Yeah, never heard of them. Oh, sorry.
You're a fumigator? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So
Interesting
that's how
brand.
I imagine them all meeting him. They're like this.
Okay.
He even says he's like to his mom. He's like, "This is the real fucking Dracula,
Fucking Dracula!
for real." And she's like, "Oh,
And
hello,
she
nice
goes-
to meet you."
No, and she goes like,
Enchanté.
oh, yeah, exactly. She goes like,
I gotta be
We have
honest
much
with
to
you.
discuss, and she's
I
like,
just
"Ooh."
thought they were gonna fuck it. Like, I mean,
yeah,
Who's to say they
that
didn't?
was-
in front.
Oh,
No. In front of
Instead, the
Teddy.
definition they show it all.
it just like it goes from being high definition to standard definition.
to just be blurry.
Small
Yeah.
screen.
Why are we? It's no longer widescreen. What now? It's full. Oh no, we've lost the bars.
If we could do
What's
the
happening?
Compression artifacts in the
Yeah.
in the
if we could
video.
do the throwback to the Bela Lugosi era, we can definitely throw it back
Yeah,
to like
exactly.
slowly downloading the porn and like just filling in bit by bit.
And then like played for
And
effect.
you get like you download it and it's like it didn't download properly. It's only half the image. The rest
Oh
is
no!
fucked.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
Yeah.
I need more. I need
It's
more
just Dracula's
scenes.
dick. That's all you get.
Just Dracula moving, just his hand moving back and forth.
Oh god,
Pixelation.
I see too much.
I thought they were gonna fully get it on at least like kiss
Yeah.
or something like sloppily or whatever. Yeah.
I thought he
Well,
just.
they said everything they needed to say. Nuance.
Do we think that Dracula was going to just kill her
Nah.
ever?
Why?
resources? I think
Yeah.
he wanted her and respected her for her resources.
Why not-
Like
Oh,
HR.
wow.
Like he respected her
Yeah,
at all.
don't use the word respect when the
No.
I
Yeah.
don't
When
know.
it's fucking Dracula. Why not make her familiar?
who said she didn't?
Yeah.
That's
She
true.
disappears. Remember when Rebecca walks in and she's there and she turns around, she disappears?
Yeah.
I'm out.
She opens the door so into the torture chamber, S&M boudoir. So
The BDSM, yeah.
So Dracula can go back
Dungeon,
there and
yeah.
get up from the sun, and that's the last time we see her.
No,
Yeah.
they arrest
Oh, sure,
her.
they arrest her.
Until-
Yeah, but whatever.
In the sun.
But,
so
but
she didn't
no,
get
but familiars.
Well,
could be
no,
in the
actually,
sun.
it's fine. You're right. It's fine. It's fine.
That's the
And she
sequel.
seemed very
That's
fine
So
with it too.
That's the
it's
sequel
either
bait.
it's either them playing it cool like that, or is it's like we're not like with other things we're not shown in this movie. Maybe supernatural creatures are just a thing that exists. Maybe everybody has a cousin that's a werewolf or something.
Betty?
Yeah, it's like
You're
yeah,
back from
yeah.
college? Are you?
Yeah.
I still,
Maybe
I
that's
still
what it
remember
is.
that high school game where you kicked the shit out of the other team as a wolf.
I'll never forget the one game on a full moon.
And
They
then
were
you travel back in time.
you were in for a big surprise. Remember when you were 4th and 10 and you ate 6 players on the other team? Didn't see that play coming.
Best call of coach's life.
Betty?
Yeah,
You son of a
exactly.
bitch, Benny.
That fucking won
You're
us
my
the
hero.
finals. Yeah, maybe like they just have all sorts of mythical creatures in this.
True, they did
universe.
have-
and like Dracula's like, oh, Dracula, cool.
They had monster hunters, right? Like, the priest
True.
and that other dude they ate up. Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
The hunter.
maybe that was Van Helsing.
Yeah.
Van Helsing
A
got the
terrible
job
Helsing.
done.
That's true.
Twice removed. That was a
Yeah,
that was a
Von
ran
Helsing.
that was a ran
He's the Dutch cousin, Von Helsing.
it was Von Helsing. He was ranch.
Yar?
He was ranch dressing. He was ranch dressing.
Yeah,
He was
Walking
Sven.
doing monster hunting in clogs. That's what the problem was. Yeah.
Yeah,
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, no. I actually just want to know. I've seen the Van Helsing movie, but I want to know what the Von Helsing movie's like.
we make chocolate.
Hi.
It's set in Amsterdam, and everybody's just high all the time.
Hi.
That makes all the sense.
Nobody gets anything done. They're just
That's
chilling,
good. I like that.
having fun with their homies.
So happy to see you.
And the Dutch Dracula is also just super chill.
Yeah.
He's like, bro, why suck blood where I can suck these mushrooms down, bro?
He sounds like he's from the OC.
Yeah, I don't know why
Yeah,
he's supposed to be
exactly.
Dutch.
Yeah, I mean, if
I'll
this
accept it.
if this Dracula can have a Midwestern accent, why
Yeah.
Von
Bro, you're
Dracula
harshing
can't
my
have-
buzz, man. I lose my accent when I get high, and I sound like I'm from Cali.
So you're not gonna kill me, Von Dracula?
Kill you! I'm gonna kill these Fritos, brother.
You're the best. Where do you get your supply?
So I get my supply of Fritos. What? It was a trick. I am a normal Dracula. Got it again.
We've got too far. I got some other questions we need to answer. A little more off the cuff. Just
Sure.
oof.
Fuck you, Kyle.
No, we're not talking about Kyle. Yeah.
All the time.
Kyle
Where
had his time.
what do you think? Dracula talked about his plan for world domination, and we just got a quick snapshot. All I could catch, really, I remember seeing is like the White House was one of the pictures in the thing for world
Did you see
domination.
this? I didn't see the way. I just saw world domination written on the
Yeah,
board.
like one of the
and that was
pictures.
it.
In very fancy
Oh yeah,
script.
he spent all the time writing the script and,
And then,
none of the
oh
time.
no, and then it said by D, and then right below it said and Renfield on like a poster.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
post-it note. So what do you think the plan was?
Ooh.
Was this before he knew about the gangsters? I think so, right?
Yes.
So originally, so let's just assume that he's not going down the making an army of cocaine dealers
Yeah.
because he hadn't had that plan.
I think what he would have done is he would have made a lot of money first, like selling his blood to heal things and so on.
Immediately
and
sell the cure for death. That is a good business
And-
model.
and-
It's not bad.
and then he would like select at random one social media platform to buy. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, Twitter.
You mean X?
And then he would rename it to something else.
Okay.
And then he would,
Like
he
he'd
would
rename
start
it to
from
just
there.
cross or upside down cross.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And he would call himself the chief tweet at first. And then he would start, basically debasing the entire user base.
You're
There's a lot of
describing
base.
How to become a rich, entitled asshole, not rule the world.
Okay.
Where does the world come into domination?
It's already
Then he
there.
buys
That's
the earth.
first step. And then he buys, yes, he buys.
I'll
the-
take
talks-
one Earth, please.
One Earth, please. Yeah, can I get a discount,
Keep-
like an early bird discount?
Keep the change. We don't want to give him the ruling of the earth, but the offer's too good to say no.
Yeah, it's 44 billion.
That's a steal. That's a steal of a deal.
It's a random number you came up with there.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
way
totally
too
off the top of
low.
my head.
Way too low.
I think you've overvalued it by
Earth?
a huge amount, but we'll see how this plays out.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to get it before it's all downhill.
Not
right
even,
now.
not even in the
depreciating.
trillions.
It's depreciating by the day.
Everyone knows once you drive it off the lot, it depreciates.
It's true.
For real.
No, it's-
I mean, I would think that Dracula's. I mean, this would be what I think he thinks he would be doing, just based on the fact that Matt had told me he had a picture of the White House. I think he'd wait till nighttime, turn into smoke, go into the White House, make the president a familiar.
Okay.
Can you forcibly make someone a familiar? That wasn't clear. I guess not.
They don't say it.
Well,
Doesn't seem
Renfield
like it.
chooses not to be at the end, so
But he's still kind of, well, yeah. Okay.
fine. Eats the president,
Nice pivot.
right? And then
Okay.
releases a statement.
The statement says, I want to suck your blood.
No, you don't. No,
No? Okay.
the
Your
statement
life?
in my mind is like written by in political language. Like it's like fully like it's like hello,
Mike Pence?
No, yeah, it's just like super checked perfect speech of hello. I am Dracula, and I am taking over the globe, and I've started by killing the president. I'll proceed to kill every leader of every country until I am
The sun
instated as
comes
the
out.
leader of the entire world. And then he proceeds to go turn to smoke, kill every leader, every replacement leader they hire until nobody wants to take the job. I think that's probably the easiest way to do it. What do you think?
I mean,
Does that work?
yeah, but then after he's done, is it like success, failure? How does he feel?
I mean, I guess he'd be the leader of the world in name only at that point. Like, it's not like he's like running like the education systems or like transportation.
That's
Looking
fine.
at like
That's how the U.S. takes over
looking
the
at like
world.
school curriculums.
yeah. Like, I don't think he's really looked into it. I don't think he even really wants to rule the world in that sense, right?
I think he gets tired.
Yeah, he wants
like,
to be like,
he kills like
Yeah.
5 or 6
Midway
leaders. And
through?
he's like, this isn't worth the time.
fuck this.
I think at that
They're
point he'd
not
be like,
innocent enough.
he'd be like,
I agree. I think he gives that vibe that
Yeah.
he's like he's had enough. He's like, fuck this shit.
You're feeding me
agree.
trash.
I think he'd get to a point where he's like, listen, we'll make a deal. I'll stop murdering you guys. Bring me a virgin every day, and I'll just stay out of your hair. And then he settles for that. But he says it like Nick Cage is Dracula, so it's like, oh, what a virgin. Every day.
He went straight Castor Troy.
Yeah. I could eat virgin for hours.
I like virgins and peaches.
And peaches. Especially peaches. And that's it. That's how he takes over the world.
Okay, so hear me out.
Okay.
Halfway through his taking over the world, we find let's go with the werewolf since we're in this world. And
Betty?
that werewolf is determined to capture him. So
That's rough.
determined that he's going to steal his face and go undercover to convince Renfield
Is this
to give him up.
Is this werewolf played by John Travolta?
I mean, it could be. I don't know. You're just throwing out names, throw them out.
Okay. All right. I'm in.
I'd watch that movie.
That's how we're going to stop the world domination plot.
I just picture like a giant, like Beauty and the Beast style werewolf with like the face of John Travolta or of Nicolas Cage like stapled on top of it. I'm
Yeah,
Dracula,
like,
guys.
fully hairy, like
Yeah.
like a wolf
Oh, yeah,
face, and just
it's not
the
elegantly
face
done. It's just like
stapled on.
staples.
There's like hair coming out of the eye holes in the mouth. He's like,
Nailed it. I'm really excited for that. Next question.
Perfect plan.
I'd watch that movie.
So Dracula in the end, Renfield and Rebecca put him in the cocaine protection circle of protection. I do have questions around how they were able to murder him without, breaking the circle, but that's not important.
Breaking the circle.
That was
Yeah.
interesting.
So they chop
I
him
thought
up
of that
and
too.
they put him into little cement cubes essentially and spread his body out across the world. We gotta make a sequel to this because some people love this movie for whatever reason. How
No,
is
you gotta say it the way
Dracula?
you gotta say it the way you always say it, Matt.
Oh, how?
The studio is dead set on a sequel
That's right.
to Renfield.
The studio is dead set on a sequel to Renfield.
Okay.
How are
true.
we getting Dracula back together again?
Well,
I mean,
let me just say they made a fatal mistake in putting all the cubes in the same place. I mean, how
I agree.
stupid! Like you go through all the work
And
of separating them into little bits, and you put all the bits together.
yeah, and he's gonna T1000 that shit. Like it's just gonna melt and like reform like T1000.
But it's not. It's melt, but it's concrete. It was concrete.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't
Okay,
matter.
well,
But also,
yeah.
he can turn to smoke. Couldn't he just turn all those little
That's
bits
true.
to smoke, and they just like immediately like come back together?
Does he turn to smoke? He turns to bat.
No,
he
he
turns
turns
to
to-
smoke.
He
did
smokes
smoke,
into the
remember?
priest and
He goes
explodes him.
to the Pope
True.
inhales him.
and it explodes the
But
Pope.
maybe
It's true.
it takes power to use those abilities. So since he's been in the circle and then reduced to mush, maybe
Okay,
it's
so
harder for him.
hear
Can
me out.
smoke go
So
through
hear me
concrete?
out.
That's the real question.
So
But
hear
you
me out.
need energy to like
Yeah. So hear me out.
I'm just guessing.
Bella
Feels like-
Lugosi Francesco Lobo was arrested,
Yeah.
right? So somebody is gonna make use of that dungeon there, and I think the beginning of the movie is just we see that place being used to torture people, and the blood that drips onto the drain drips onto the Dracula bits And
Was it a
that's-
sewer that they
Yeah,
poured him
something
in
like
though?
that. Yeah, something
So
like
did
that.
the bits stay? Maybe then it would work because like if they're cocaine,
Yeah.
sorry, concrete.
They're cocaine.
Sorry, cocaine concrete bits. Then they sunk to the bottom, so they're still there. They didn't
Yeah, that's what
travel
I'm
down
thinking.
the water.
Yeah,
Okay, so then the blood.
I'm trying to build the hook for this.
Yeah,
scene.
yeah.
And I think like the blood just drips there, and slowly he gets his power back, and then he can turn to smoke and, and leave.
But that didn't answer my question.
That's how it starts.
What was the
What
Can
is
question?
the
smoke go through concrete?
No.
Is that a
Well,
fact?
I'm going to say yes, because concrete is not solid at a small enough, like Adam's state.
Okay.
The smoke could go through little
Okay,
cracks in the
okay.
concrete.
Okay. I mean, if you really want to push it, sure.
Oh, okay. What
Okay.
part of this movie is realistic and we shouldn't
Hold
push
on.
it?
So if we put
this is auteur
smoke in a box of concrete,
business.
Yep.
It stays there.
No, I think there'd be a little impure because these aren't professional concrete mixers and pourers. These are a bunch of clowns.
You're
who-
right. It was.
I think it was a poor
right.
job.
Renfield and
I
Rebecca.
feel like their particles would get. You'd smell it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
and if you
Okay.
can smell it, then
that
it
it's
can
escaping.
escape.
Fair enough.
Also, what temperature do steel beams melt?
Listen. With the way they portrayed the police in this thing, this one little thing, if it's not true, it's fine.
This
With
this
the
is the
sequel
biggest
can
plot
have-
hole of the movie.
They didn't use the correct cement mixing tools.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
That's why.
That concrete's gonna stick right to the ice tray. Oh my god!
Tell them what it is, Jeremy.
Hey, this is a fucking ice cube.
Okay.
That's right. See?
It's an ice tray, not a
It
concrete
is-
tray.
What the fuck do you want?
But seriously,
Call Kyle.
can you imagine putting all those cubes in the same place after all that?
Yeah.
Well, how unbelievably stupid
Yeah,
it is.
like I'd be
yes.
like, I'm gonna
You gotta-
send one
mhm.
to fucking the moon, and the
Right.
other one's going
Yeah.
up my ass.
just because I want to.
But you're like, yeah, you're tempting fate because like you're gonna hurt yourself and that's gonna be instant access to
Yeah, but
blood.
it's worth the risk.
That's nasty. What you should do, just like when you put your your sensitive documents through the shredder, you separate in like two different garbage bags, and you withhold one bag and send out one on garbage day, and then you let the other one go out the other garbage day, or you put it in different
Why do
garbage.
2 bags?
bin
Do
disposals
fucking
anyway.
50 bags and put 1 cube.
However
of
fucking many you want. What the
Hey,
fuck do you
you're getting
want?
more New Jersey by the second. Just slow
Yeah.
down.
Never go full Jersey.
Fuck yeah.
No, I like this idea. And I think what we're saying is that the sequel is actually a Nathan Drake movie where he puts the
Oh.
Dracula puzzle. He goes across the world collecting all the pieces of Dracula, puts the cement Dracula back together, and then they unleash Dracula.
He thinks it's a treasure. He
Who
thinks
is
it's a
it?
treasure, but it's a curse.
Who's doing it though? I'll tell you. Cocaine officer now. What is it? Dishonored cocaine officer Chris.
Who?
Oh,
Exactly.
Rebecca's
partner. Cocaine.
I like your idea, Matt, of a Nathan Drake style. I like the idea of him having all
Yeah, I
the
like
pieces
it
and
too.
thinking it makes some sort of like old relic, and then he finds out it fits in an
Yeah.
ice tray. Like that's like the big reveal. Like, what?
They're all symmetrical, perfectly symmetrical. But
He
why?
drops one in his drink, and he's like,
why?
"Oh, that's like the revelation scene."
Someone's like mixing a drink. He's stewing. He's like, I'll have another one, barkeep. And then it's like, are you sure? Don't you think you had any? He's like, I'll tell you when I've had enough. Clink, 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 clink. And he's like, cue the music.
Next
And he runs away
question.
to the bar and puts it together.
How does Dracula's blood work? We know that if Renfield gets it on his body or in his mouth, it heals him as he is a familiar. They established that. Then Renfield takes away a picture of Dracula's blood at the end of the movie and brings back all of his friends from the gym self-help group.
Yep.
From the grave.
What?
From the dead.
Yes.
It doesn't
Multiple
it-
days
it's
dead.
Not healing. Exactly.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Shredded to
Yeah.
pieces.
2 shreds, you say?
Filleted.
Yeah.
So
How does it work?
So his blood is like that magic blood from Star Trek Into Darkness.
Oh,
It's Khan's blood?
Shit.
It's like Khan's blood.
Sunyun? What is it?
Continuity of
Con Union.
Conveniencing.
Song.
Thank you.
So
Why do you remember that so
Because
well?
it's
That movie.
fucking
I
Con.
erased that movie from my
But-
yeah,
head.
but we remember the
good
Ricardo
one.
Montalban
Yeah.
con,
Yeah.
you fool.
That's true. Well, I've watched that a long
Benedict.
time ago.
No,
We don't. Nah, we don't remember
long time.
Benedict.
No, we don't talk about the Benedict one.
There's only one good part of that movie, and it's not that.
Yeah.
now I'm
Which
curious.
was what?
I'm not going to answer this question.
Oh, is it
Yeah.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about now.
is it
The
sexy
one where
part?
the one. Well, yeah, when they were drinking and then they made pineapple juice. Anyway,
You don't. Have you not watched any Star Trek movie ever?
listen, someone's got to think of the children.
Moving on.
Yeah, sorry, the blood is like that, like Khan's blood, in the sense that it cures death and therefore creates so many problems
Yeah,
for the future of
but
any
yeah.
society.
Yeah.
Um,
Also, that picture is always full. If you guys notice
Hmm.
that.
That's the mindset you need to have, though.
Well, it's half full, but always half full. So
Yeah.
is it like a little eye
Is it like
drop?
a
Yeah.
drop? Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's what it was. He's
How
rationing
old?
it now that he's
Like, so how old can you bring back people from the dead? Like, how long? Like, if we were to, like, let's, who do you want to dig up? Like, Lincoln? Can we dig up Lincoln and do a little eye drop for blood and he's
goddamn right,
good to
you
go?
are. Four score, we got Abe Lincoln
We
back.
gotta start. We gotta start
Nice.
there.
And you know what he's doing?
nice.
Gotta-
Starting quarterback for the Packers. Number 42, Abe Lincoln.
So that's a That's a
Apparently
linebacker's
Lincoln-
number. You son of a bitch.
He had a
What?
He had a really
Any player can have any number.
That is incorrect.
All right.
apparently he
Number
had
seven.
a really high pitched voice.
Yeah.
Lincoln.
Lincoln does. Hey, you guys are back to play
Yeah,
quarterback.
exactly.
Go, score, 20 years
I don't know.
ago.
I don't know if it was Mickey, but yeah.
You gotta bring back Lincoln. You gotta bring back Gandhi. You gotta bring back Cleopatra. You gotta bring back JFK.
I picture all of them except for JFK being horribly racist people.
Yeah.
But the
But
thing
even
is that
JFK.
we're trying to bring them back.
Sorry,
Are they-
JFK.
Yeah. You're would like a party planner.
I don't like the equality in this nation.
It's shout down, nation.
Say what?
Did they put it on those aliens that Mexico released today? This is very topical.
Okay.
That's the
Yes,
real question.
but unshockingly, nothing happens because they are paper mache.
Damn it.
Why isn't the magic blood working?
These are definitely real.
They like break and like candy comes out of them. Oh, sorry.
Why?
I don't think it would work on somebody like who's been dead a really long time.
Why not?
How old?
Well,
Like a week?
Yeah, something like
Decomposition? Is that
before
why?
decomposition.
Well, if
starts, like,
we
really in
infer
earnest.
that the blood essentially gives Dracula's
You wings.
battle.
Wow.
paddle,
I don't know why.
That's a
I might say
paddling.
any word like
That's
paddle.
a paddling.
Dracula's paddle. Dracula's paddle is Spencer's favorite
Hold
sex
on, let me
position.
finish. We assume that the blood of Dracula gives the
You
dead
wings.
people the healing capabilities of Dracula. Like he is giving them his power. He can come back from being a charred corpse. So that means it
he
can
does.
it can regrow flesh. And
Oh, I
so
see where you're
by
going.
that
with
logic,
okay.
all you need would be like a skeleton.
Right,
Yeah, any
but so
DNA
wait.
basically.
So I hate to cut you off, Lucian, but so you're saying that those people are undead, right? All the people he brought back in his group, they're not alive. They're undead.
Ooh, I
Are
like
they-
that.
That's the sequel.
So they
Yeah,
all
I like
start to go
that.
the zombie way and start eating flesh and brains.
Instead of World War Z, we call it World War V, and there's the sequel.
We just made $1 billion.
I like it.
guys. World War V, vampires instead of.
I like
again,
it.
again.
Hold on. Yes, hello Disney. Oh, you heard about our
Yes.
newest franchise?
We did.
Uh-huh.
So
You're gonna sue all of us? Okay, again.
Yeah. Okay, you too. You
Shouldn't
too.
you,
What's the
shouldn't you
number?
be
back.
trying to
What's the number?
solve the strike, Disney, instead of calling us?
Oh, they didn't like that, Matt.
All
Yeah.
right, we're not gonna
Oh
break
no,
the picket
he
line.
didn't mean it. No, he's pro paying people poorly. Yeah, okay. We're back, guys. We're back. They want to buy World War V. Okay, it's gonna be
Oh shoot.
PG,
That's fine.
animated,
Starring.
Yep.
starring.
John Stamos.
What year is it? No, they don't want
what
John
year is this?
Stamos.
No, they don't.
Oh, he's a
Starring
national treasure.
Tom Holland as the
Tom
Dracula.
Holland as Dracula is a female, and Tom Holland
Okay.
is her love interest. It's a romance.
Yeah, it's Tom Holland is reprising Mark.
It's reprising.
Oh, Mark.
Yes.
I thought it was going to be
He
Renfield.
turns her away from. Yeah. It's terrible now. We just lost $1 billion.
Yeah,
They own the rights. And they're not going to make the movie. And I sold it for $10. I'm a terrible businessman.
We trusted you. You had your job. It was so simple.
I just wanted to feel like a big shot, so
No.
I just kept saying yes.
What are we gonna do with this script?
I like the idea of them coming back undead instead of.
But that
alive.
actually solves our other problem of how Dracula got
Yeah.
back out from being in cubes. He actually now controls the people who've taken his blood.
Yeah.
And they go down, dig up the
puppets.
cubes, put them back together in the ice tray,
Put them back together.
and then
Yeah.
he's Dracula in ice tray form. That's his new form.
And just we just show it whenever they show him speaking, it's just the ice tray with like 12 Nick Cage's faces speaking at the same time.
It's truly horrifying.
Yeah.
It's like a god from the biblical times.
Eyeballs.
What I want to know is what happened to Renfield's abandoned family?
You mean Rufus?
Rufus and Penelope, yes.
Never. He was never a fan.
Yeah.
I like to imagine that it's like
He forgot about them for all of these years.
he
forgot
He
him.
goes there to like make that deal, and then he becomes a familiar, and it's like 75 years later. He's like, "Oh shit!" And like that's the moment when he realizes.
I knew I forgot something on the stove.
That's all.
It's like the worst I left to buy cigarettes story in the history of space and time.
He's just like, "What? I feel like I'm forgetting something." No. I got my eggs this morning. Oh, Rufus, that ugly boy.
What? It's like, oh shit! What was his name? Rufus?
Rufus
Something like
Renfield.
that.
What was I smoking?
Rufus Montague Renfield.
Yes, Junior.
Not Junior. They have different names.
Junior. Yeah.
Oh no, but he had that was his second son. His
No.
first son was
He put Junior on purpose. No, he just put Junior because he thought it was cool.
Yeah. I
call you
gotta
Ruju.
build some kind of.
I was like, my name is Renfield. This is my wife Penelope, and this is my son Rufus Renfield Penelope Montague.
Junior.
Yeah.
Ruju.
Ruju for sure.
Ruju for sure.
As Spencer said.
That happened.
Oh no!
And it's perfect.
I like to believe that
All the
he has
reasons.
no photos of them, and he went to one of those old timey photo places.
Yeah.
and got a random woman and kid to dress up, and he just pretends
no,
that's
he
his
do.
family.
Stole. No, he bought a frame, and he came with the
Yeah.
frame, and it was just like, aha, Penelope and Rufus,
He's
More or
looks
less.
at him, he's like, they get the idea.
close
Close
enough.
enough. It'll get sympathy points.
He was much uglier. But
Yeah.
It's the intent that counts.
This kid doesn't have the head girth of my kid. It's okay.
Oh my god.
his head girth was off the chain.
Ruju took the cake.
Ruju was a big-headed boy.
Ruju was a
Jesus.
mistake.
Yeah. Sure.
That's not longingly while looking at the photo. Ruju was
It's like-
My little
as the
mistake.
music swells up and we're expecting him to like wistfully, I don't know, confess something or remark. I was like, Ruju was a mistake.
Ruju was a
He
mistake.
just looks lovingly at the picture and then slowly starts staring it. He starts staring it to just leave the wife.
Yeah, I was gonna go with like covering over Ruju to just like move his hand over or just like folding it back.
Yeah, but just
It's
hold it to
just
the
like
back.
Penelope. Why did we bring this monstrosity into the
no,
world?
he's like, Penelope, why did we never have kids?
No, I just think
We had a good
I
thing
just
going,
think he
Finelli.
I would have loved.
I just think he takes a finale picture and heads off to the bathroom.
Now
I
this is
see.
SD. The original.
Right? I have one more question. What government agency is sent to resolve the 600, 700 murdered cops and bystanders in New Orleans? Because
What you do you mean that the FBI can't?
well, they
handle
seem
it?
like they haven't gotten the job done so far.
That is the best.
But maybe
The FBI
I don't
can't
know.
handle it. They can't close a case when there's fucking 65 eyewitnesses and he shot up a restaurant on camera.
What are you saying, Matt? They can't do it.
They're beyond their depth. You've got to bring in the big guns. You need to call the honkies from the CIA.
Gotta call the big guns.
Why just the honkies? Can you just bring the
Just
whole force?
the honkies from the CIA.
All right, show your
It's
work.
yes, because in the honkies from the CIA from New Orleans.
Oh no.
Because I've got nothing.
God damn it, Chris. Stop taking us down these roads.
You better than this, Chris.
Got him again.
I know, I know. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, y'all walked into it. It was great. Actually, so yeah, the CIA, I think they would be a little more by the book when it comes to this level of investigation. We looked at what 3 FBI quote unquote agents were capable of. One literally got themselves killed after running a pen and then allowing themselves to get sucked into a blood-sucking
Are you
catastrophe.
saying they should have
And
had
then
4 agents?
See, that's the kind of thinking the CIA would
We just don't have the
encourage.
budget for that.
And well, listen, the CIA's got to do something. Otherwise, they're just pushing pencils and
We're
folding
bringing in
paper.
the Coast
No,
Guard.
but
But-
the problem is that
Coast Guard?
as we have established, every police force that goes to New Orleans has to stay in that same building. So there's a space problem too. That's why
So
they
then-
only
The thing
have
also
three
about the
agents.
CIA is you don't know this, but they're also all of the CIA are in the Lobos pocket. It goes so much bigger than just New Orleans.
I see.
Are you sure it's bigger than New Orleans? What if New Orleans is?
Maybe we should
cursed?
ask for help from President Lobos. Oh God. Oh no. This goes all the way to the top.
President Tedward Roosevelt
Edward
Lobos.
Roosevelt Lobos.
Phone's ringing. Your
Mr. President?
Your Honor. Yeah.
Yeah. What's up?
You're so street smart, Mr. President. You sound like you've
Yeah,
seen a
what's
thing or two in
up?
your life.
You find out it's Teddy's dad.
Mr. Tedward Roosevelt Lobos.
Yeah. What's up?
Oh, well, is this the right phone number? This is the presidential line.
Fucking dialed.
Oh God.
Spin it the fuck out or get the fuck out of my
Mr.
phone.
President, there's 400 police officers dead in the small town of New Orleans. What should we do?
Who gives a fuck? Click.
There goes the greatest president of my generation.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Call the CIA. Tell them to do nothing. And stat.
Call the CIA. Tell them nothing.
Tell them to pull out.
Oh,
Nothing can
and
be done.
we're back to the SD movie
Yes.
again.
Oh well.
I mean,
Yes.
yeah, I think in terms of organizations, is there a what's that organization that Hellboy is a part of?
The BPRD? No.
I don't remember.
What?
Wait.
Who handle?
No, I think
what
that's wrong.
organization?
That's wrong.
What organization handles
The occult and stuff?
yeah,
Supernatural stuff?
Who's the best people for the job? If we had access
is,
to
Alex.
any organization,
Oh, I see.
The
I see
Ghostbusters.
where you're going.
I mean,
with that.
Ghostbusters.
nice.
The VPRD is the Bureau for Paranormal
Oh, I was
Research
right.
and Defense, which is the
So then
Hellboy.
they-
So they're probably more
that'd be a good
qualified
one.
than the Ghostbusters. Sorry to say.
Is this the start of the vampiric Marvel universe?
Hello, Disney.
We're back.
Oh.
Back in business,
Oh.
baby.
Okay. So they own World War V and therefore own the cinematic universe, and we are all being sued.
Damn it, again!
Wait.
And they also own President Lobo.
Shit.
Yeah! I'm on the payroll, bitch!
You got the best president of my generation.
I'm set for life.
I voted for him in 2 terms.
Oh,
But I feel like we're missing one, a big one.
Like a real one?
Which one?
No,
Or-
not a real, not a fucking
My
the
bad.
real ones,
Zach Baggins.
the real ones are all in the Lobos' pockets,
Yeah.
man. There's nothing we can
like
do.
MIB. It's aliens.
Okay.
I feel like there's another organization
work.
that deals with the extra, like the paranormal stuff.
The weird, yeah.
Those fucking parents from
It's
the
no,
Conjuring.
it's the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Oh, of course.
Oh, no.
Let's not bring them into this.
Why not?
Yeah.
This movie's bad enough. No, I actually like this
Yeah.
movie. I don't know why I'm
It's
saying
okay. First of all, we all know what the answer is. It's the Von Helsings, for
Oh.
fuck's sakes.
that. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you called?
Wait,
Mr.
they're Swedish now?
Mr. Van Helsing, we need you. 75 police officers are dead.
Yeah, that sounds like a problem.
How soon can you be here?
yeah, Vermar, get
Yeah, about 20 Deutschmarks.
20 Deutsch?
Deutschmarks!
That's a unit of time in
Guys,
Holland.
Mr. Van Helsing,
is it-
Mr. Van Helsing, which country are you from? Europe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's general Europe. We don't like to specify.
Swedenland.
Sweet Finland, them.
Gland.
The Von Helsings, yeah.
There goes the best
Claw
damn
wear-
Helsing I've ever seen.
The clog-wearing
Helsing of my
vampire
generation.
hunters.
Right. At this point in the podcast, we like to give an actual
any-
review
yes.
of this podcast.
I
Review
just
of
have
this
one
podcast.
quick question.
5 stars.
Please do review
Does,
it.
does
Give it
anybody
5
else
stars.
think of the Von Trapp family when you say Von
Yeah.
Helsing?
Hold on, Matt just asked us to rate
Yeah.
our podcast.
Review the fuck. 5
I
out of
write the
5 stars
tagline?
would listen every
Yeah,
time.
please.
Get your dicks ready because it's gonna fuck you in the ass.
4.5. We've done
Like
better.
porn in standard
But
definition.
not much. Oh, 5 out of 5 now. Upgrade. Let's review this
God.
movie. We use a letter grading system you're probably familiar with. It's the standard ranking tiers you see on any social media platform that may or may not have been bought for $44 billion.
Oh, what a random number,
Random.
Matt.
The value of the
Spencer,
earth.
hit us with your letter grade. The range is from S to F.
Okay. Fuck you. I like this movie.
Kyle.
Okay.
This movie was fun and good. It's the best movie of my generation. That's my movie.
You speak from the heart. You speak your
No,
truth.
this movie was a good time. I mean, I opened at the beginning. Nicolas Cage is good. I like gore and fun and action. And although Aquafina kind of does take a lot of the fun away from it, it is still enjoyable. Now, that being said, this is not a good movie. Although there's some good shots, I will say. There's some interesting, cool camera work.
Shit or get off the pot, bro.
Let me finish. This is my one time talk.
Oh, yeah, because you were so quiet throughout.
Shut up. I give this movie a C. I was gonna say a B, but you guys kind of convinced me. I feel
Controversial
like you
but
tainted me.
brave.
I feel like you tainted my opinion, so I'm not gonna lie.
Good. We did a good job. Let's go for the negative side. Luciano.
We don't know that.
Wow, what a
Good.
surprise that that's what you did.
Don't you bias him. Let him speak. Your
so-
thrall shall not sway.
I will agree that the movie is fun at points, but it's not like good in any way.
Haters gonna hate.
The only, like I said before, the only thing for me that really saves this movie is Nick Cage. He's just gloriously unhinged in this and living his best life. But like the the attempt at trying to make that whole central bit of the plot work just completely threw me off. And I like Aquafina as a comedic actress, but I didn't think it was a good pick for this part, especially if they wanted her to be the more serious side.
Haterade.
And like, yeah, I
She
like
had dimensions.
gore. I like the gore, and I like the fight scenes that were stupidly fun. But it doesn't save this movie. This is a D for me.
Oh,
I would not watch it
call
again.
the ambulance.
Woo, well.
That's some high class podcasting we did there. Chris, let's get your rating.
Shazam. Yeah, let's not beat around the bush. This movie was a goddamn A.
Wow.
For me, bitches. It was an A.
Fucking way.
It was. Don't you shut the fuck up. You had your time. This is my time now, bitch. The spotlight is mine, motherfucker.
Your scales are tragedy.
Furthermore, no. Silence.
Yeah.
All two of you.
You let the man speak.
This is
Anyways,
tragic.
my point is, I enjoyed this movie a lot. And I didn't know that I was going to enjoy it as much as I did. And I was happy about that. And cast, and the great cast, fun ride. Watch this movie. Watch it and remember that Spencer and I told you the goddamn truth. The next time you hear us talk about a movie that we enjoyed, don't you make that face, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
You just because the listeners can't see the face he's making. Well, fuck that emotion. My emotion is legit and valid. I am worthy. I am enough. And god damn it, Reed, I got nothing.
You know what, Chris? I'm bumping mine up to a B.
Yay!
Passion. It's the best damn speaker of my
And that's how you circle
It's not-
back to callback humor.
I have to say,
What
I'm
are you
not
gonna say,
surprised given your both of your ratings that we know for Batman versus Superman. So, anyway.
And your ratings were inflated for
Shut
Dungeons
up.
and Dragons.
It's Matt's turn now. Okay.
You don't tell me to shut up because you fired.
Oh, you're dropping the drum.
I'm just
You're
gonna
fired.
edit out most of this when I edit
You
the
say that
podcast.
every time. You say it every time, and you leave it in, sir. You always
There's
leave it,
gonna
sir.
be a 5-minute
you're too
space
good-hearted.
of silence.
Your heart is too pure. Speak your truth.
People are gonna
next.
think this
podcast
podcast
is
died
gonna be
when there's a
25 minutes long.
25-minute blank of silence, and then it's gonna come back.
That was the best goddamn semi-quasi threat to cut and edit I ever heard.
This movie is a D. The reasons are easy. It is a fun movie with good comedic timing at points, fun action at points, and the filler to that sandwich is poisoned, rancid mayonnaise
Shit.
or shit. They try to do so many things without ever connecting the dots. There are pieces that are floating in the void, much like Dracula's little cement cubes, and they can't put them together to make a full Dracula. It's fun. You have a good time. Expect
analogy.
nothing, but you're going to be mad at how the story is disjointed and doesn't make sense. How do you shoot a electrical lamppost, electrical outlet that sparks enough for you to run and jump in a car and drive away without the 60,000 cops surrounding you with guns, pointing them at you, firing one fucking bullet and hitting you? Riddle me that.
Yeah, well, there are more riddles than that, but yeah, that's a good one.
So I'm just saying, like, it's just, there's things they do. It's just like, do drugs and watch this movie. Great time.
Do drugs. That's your advice.
Best damn
It'll be even
drugs
better.
of my generation.
Do drugs, and this movie will be an instant S.
But what about when Carol said, "My life is like a fun house of mirrors, and I'm all the clowns"?
I mean, that was Carol wins the movie clearly.
and then he walks in and she goes, "Oh, well, fuck you, Carol, I guess." And she goes, "I get it. I hate her too." Your one line.
See?
This is so good.
Nice comeback before the podcast ends, Spencer.
She shows up twice in this movie, and she's the
Just
best
nails
thing.
it.
Yeah.
See, it's
Just
like
hitting
Carol.
home runs.
See?
100%.
Leverage the recency effect. Leverage the recency
and we're done.
effect.
And we're out.
All right. Next week, we are continuing our thriller theme. I didn't say this off the top. I might fix it in post. Who knows? We are doing an October thriller month.
Jackathon.
Renfield is the what?
It's the thriller Jackathon.
In SD.
We are doing our SD Jackathon for the month of October. We start with Renfield. Next movie we are going to watch for the Jackathon
Yes.
is Megan,
He said it. Mm.
the 2021 little robot doll
Megan.
thriller murder thing.
2023, you mean?
20, no, it's 2022 at least.
No, 2023, January.
Oh, 20, man. There you go. It came out real recently, I guess.
Enough.
Watch it. Come back.
Did you say the name of
Yeah,
the movie?
Megan.
Megan. He said
Oh,
Megan.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should we tell them all or just one by one? Whatever.
No,
Spoilers.
No.
Cool.
Yeah.
No,
Ah,
one at a
okay.
time.
Just
You got to
checking.
fucking listen to us to get the
Just
rest
asking.
of them. We're going to finish.
Eh.
I will give you this. We are going to finish the month of October. The last movie we're going to watch is a classic
Ooh, no taste.
movie.
Jackathon.
It's a classic
Ooh.
Jackathon movie.
It's gonna lead our Jackathon to completion.
Yes.
You didn't have to, but you did.
Way to splurge. Way to splurge.
This
Way to
Jackathon
splurge
movie
on
is
that.
a climax.
Oh my god, we have to go
Yes.
now.
And the
No one
official
else
name
may
is
talk.
the Halloween Jackathon.
The Halloween Jackathon is happening, and we're leaving. Goodbye.